No
but
doubt.
but it's unfortunate because I think they were starting to build something really special between the two of them.
Decimated at the quarterback position with the loss of Jimmy Garoppolo for the rest of the season, there is still hope for this 49ers team to reach the playoffs and still make a big splash. When a team is rocked by a massive injury that knocks the oxygen out of their system, leaving their mouths gaped wide open, there's the usual sentiment of despair and the ensuing depression that will follow. The San Francisco 49ers lost not one, but two quarterbacks this season, and are stuck with the 7th round pick from the 2022 NFL Draft in Brock Purdy. But even in the depths of their sorrow, the 49ers fan base has cause for optimism because they are handled by the greatest minds and coaches of football today. Kyle Shanahan is the ideal head coach to lift the team's spirit and instill belief in their players that they can finish the season strong and get into the playoffs. Currently, the team is 8-4, topping the NFC West, with one game ahead of the Seattle Seahawks, who are also well coached. What separates good coaches from great ones is the ability to communicate truthfully and act innovatively. And that's what Shanahan has done his whole life as a head coach. He designs plays that best suit his players rather than what best suits him. He is a player's coach who has a winning mentality even when it's not expected. As evident last season when the 49ers reached the 2021 NFC Championship game by defeating the Dallas Cowboys in Texas, then going to Green Bay and taking care of the Packers, the same could happen again this season, but who will Shanahan design his offense around? Without a proven and tested quarterback, the answer has to be the running back, Christian McCaffrey. Since joining the 49ers in October in a blockbuster trade, McCaffrey has been rock solid. In his 6 games, McCaffrey has had 75 rush attempts, which have generated 307 yards, giving him a decent 4.1 yard per attempt statistic. But McCaffrey has also been used heavily in the passing game, where he has seen 40 targets, of which 33 were receptions for 282 yards. In total, McCaffrey has 4 touchdowns, which is highly impressive for a player who just recently joined the team. Usually it takes a while for anyone to adjust to their surroundings, especially when there is a hefty playbook to digest. But Christian McCaffrey is a professional who shares that hunger and winning mentality that is ever present in head coach Kyle Shanahan. In McCaffrey, the 49ers have a dependable and reliable weapon when he's on the field. Of course, there have been concerns in the past about McCaffrey's health, but so far this season, the elite running back has remained healthy. He is the best chance the 49ers have offensively to reach the playoffs and stake a claim toward the path to the Super Bowl. But he's not the only one. Who else can help with the offensive productivity on this team? Well, it's none other than Debo Samuel. The superstar wide receiver has been balling his heart out this season. Not only has he been used in the passing game with his 86 targets for 569 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he also has been used in rushing schemes. In fact, since 2021, Debo Samuel has rushed the most yards by a wide receiver with 572. He has 207 yards this season, which resulted in the 2 touchdowns. Debo Samuel is proving to be an all-purpose wide receiver who can do it all on the field. It's just a matter of getting him the ball, but Coach Shanahan knows best how to accomplish that. So you see, there is room for optimism for this 49ers offense, with Debo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey being the double-headed threats. Both can run, catch, and score touchdowns. So, where seems to be the problem? Well, it hasn't emerged yet, and it probably never will, but there is some caution that should be respected when the offensive leader of the team is the quarterback, and he happens to go by the name of Brock Purdy. What do we know about him? Well, in his latest game, he threw the ball 37 times for a pass completion percentage of 67.57%. Now, that does say a lot about the confidence that Kyle Shanahan has in Purdy. He wanted his third-string quarterback to keep throwing the ball, and as a result, Purdy had 210 yards, scoring 2 touchdowns, and only having 1 interception. Brock Purdy, who was the 262nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, looked like a quarterback who could have been drafted in the top 20. But again, Purdy looking good is a testament to how well Shanahan coaches his players. The head coach knew which plays to call to get the best out of his quarterback. But is Purdy the answer to fill the hole left by Jimmy Garoppolo? Well, for all his inconsistencies, Jimmy G is a veteran quarterback who knew how to win in the Shanahan system. Even when he was benched for Trey Lance at the beginning of the season, he came back and dominated the position once Lance suffered a season-ending injury. The 49ers might miss Garoppolo's 67.2% pass completion and his 16 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. They might miss his leadership and his ability to pull rabbits out of hats, but the 49ers should be fine with Purdy. As long as they stick to the short pass game and the run plays, they can chew the clock and have their defense handle the rest. Where does their defense rank? Number 1. The San Francisco 49ers have the best defensive rating in the NFL this season, and it is all due to the careful planning and wise coaching of defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans. The 49ers have so far given up the fewest yards per game at 283.9. They are first in terms of points allowed per game with 15.8 and sixth in terms of sacks with 36. The 49ers hold the opposition and don't let them score, which is exactly what you want from a group. This defense will give their offense the opportunity to stay in the game, which is all a team can ask of its defenders. In the 8 games they've won, the 49ers defense has managed to keep the opposition from scoring in the double digits on 3 occasions, one of which resulted in a shutout. That's right, the team didn't score a single point against them. Now this is a ferocious and fast defense that knows how to keep the game tight and suffocate the opposition. So why is everyone who is a 49ers fan suffering the blues this season? Because this team went from being Super Bowl contenders to maybe playoff hopefuls. Realistically speaking, given the current playoff landscape, the only way for the 49ers to get into the playoffs is by winning their division. A division that consists of one unlikely challenger, the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks also have a coach who knows how to get the best out of his players, and they are a young team whose exuberance manages to lift the entire squad. It's going to come down to a shootout between the 49ers and the Seahawks, which wasn't the script handed to the NFL fan base at the beginning of this season. Once we reached October and found out that McCaffrey was traded to San Francisco, the pundits and fans knew that the move was one to elevate the team from a playoff one to that of a Super Bowl winner. Without an experienced quarterback, that prognostic is now drowning, but when a door closes, a window opens. The 49ers have to trust the handling of this team from their head coach Kyle Shanahan. We can think of no one better to lead this team under these circumstances other than the GOAT of coaches, Bill Belichick. But Shanahan has the experience, innovation, and considerable weapons at his disposal to send this team to the promised land. With running back Christian McCaffrey remaining healthy, the 49ers have a superstar who can run all day and help them chew the clock. Should he feel the need to rest, the 49ers can piggyback on Debo Samuel's shoulders. The wide receiver has proven on countless occasions that his team can rely on him to deliver. And finally, the 49ers have the best defense in the country, a mean and stingy defense that offenses will fear whenever they lock horns. The 49ers are scary good all over the field except in the one position where it matters most, because we don't know if Brock Purdy is the real deal given where he was drafted and his one realistic game sample. The 49ers are on a 5-game winning streak and there are 5 games left. Could Purdy be the man to lead them across the finish line and into the playoffs? Well, only time will tell. Until then, the 49ers should be proud of what they've accomplished this season and can rejoice in the fact that they are so close to going to the playoffs when many expected them to be behind the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. So do you think the San Francisco 49ers will make the playoffs? Will they reach the Super Bowl this season? Please let us know in the comments below, but before you go, if you still want to watch awesome NFL content like this, go ahead and watch that next video that will pop on your screen.